PM Express is brought to you by
Guarantee Trust Bank. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Hello, my name is Malik Abasdab. Welcome to PM Express. The Mampushes from Northern Ghana have a saying that Pausia Kabalorgu, which translates into a fair woman can never be ugly. If I have a headache and I take paracetamol to deal with it, or I have some other ailment and I take a medicine, whatever properties it contains, to deal with it, and my skin is dark, and I apply pomade or powder or any product for that matter that deals with it, have I committed any offense? Is it wrong? Have I endangered my life in any way? On PM Express today, we are discussing skin bleaching, or some prefer to call it skin whitening or skin brightening. When we come back, I will introduce my guest and we will settle for the discussion. Stay tuned. You are welcome back. Today we are talking the skin and what to do with the skin to get a desired color. My colleague Safia Murtala was the one who compiled a story. The story we were trying to play with you, but because of a technical hiccup, we couldn't deal with it. I'm joined by Safia. Safia will tell us about why she decided to do a story on this topic. Also joining us is Mujiba to Jawad. She's a businesswoman. Mujiba, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Safia, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Safia. You did the story. Why did you find it necessary to do a story like this?
Okay. As we all know, skin bleaching is something that is not news to anyone. Okay, but I realized that by and by in our Zongo communities, where I'm coming from, I'm a Zongo girl as well, is something that is trending, okay, and it's becoming more and more. Every day is increasing, okay? We see it on the rise, and my friends as well in the Zongo communities don't see anything wrong with that, okay? Perhaps they don't know the negative impact of it, but maybe if I do something on it, it will give them the good information that they need. So that's why I did the story.
Mujiba, you come from the Muslim community as well.
Yes.
Do you share her view that it's gaining, it's trending?
Yeah. Yeah, the bleaching is trending in the Zongo communities, because you can see someone today, the person is dark, but the next day, the next month, next 2 months, you realize the person is fair. You understand?
Fairer
me?
than you.
Fairer than, even more than me. Whiter. Okay, let me say whiter than me. You understand me? So I think, but we shouldn't criticize them, because everyone has his own, how do I say it? Everyone has his own way of, how do I put it in? His own opinion. You understand me? And in the Zongo community where we live, we are not only we have non-Muslims, other religious. Okay, let's say we have Christians, we have Muslims, and it's not the Muslims in particular who do that. Everyone bleach.
Okay, but to be fair, I think what she was saying, she was not narrowing down to religion. She was just talking about a certain geographical location, which is the Zongo community,
yes,
where this practice is pervasive. And you agree that that is the case. Why do you think that is the case? Why do you think that if I come to Nima or Mamobi or Medina or some other Muslim-dominated area, I will find people, a lot more people, who want to change their color than if I were to go to, say, East Legon or Kaneshi or
Okay,
Tashi?
in our Zongo communities, excuse me to say this, some of them change their colors when getting married. You see a dark person, but when the person is getting married, the person wants to look more beautiful and more brighter. So the person goes in for any kind of substance, tubes, a lot of things, and then mix up to become fair. And after that, before the person will see that, oh, I shouldn't have done this.
Let me go back to Safia.
Okay.
you also come from this community.
Yes.
Is it true that people try to tinker with their skin color when they are getting married?
Sure. When I went to do the story, there was a lady I was speaking to at the cosmetic shop, okay? She didn't want to be on camera, okay? Apparently, she was about getting married, a week to getting married, and she was telling me that she was dark, okay? She didn't want to tell me that she was going to bleach, but the makeup artist, the one who is supposed to make her up, told her to lighten the skin to suit the pawns that she's going to apply to her skin so that she would be able to work with her. And she complained, but the lady, and she happens to be one of the most makeup artists that people go in for. So she wanted the same lady who does it for everyone, to do it for her. So she was telling her to change her skin color, lighten it a bit so that she can work with her. I mean, she can help her makeup and look good on her beautiful.
But let me ask you a pointed question. When you were going to get married, did you do anything to your color?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't bleach. I toned my color because I'm already fair. But I just used...
But if you're already fair, why did you have to tone
No, but I have
color?
to tone my color a bit to have a brighter skin so that I will look good on my marriage.
Okay.
But I'm even fair.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah.
But what I'm struggling to understand, I guess, is why a fair lady is getting married. What did your husband support it?
No, he didn't support it. My husband met me. I was a fair lady, so. But in our Zonga communities, that's our perception. When you are getting married, they'll tell you, hey, why don't you tone your color? Why don't you tone your color? You understand me? To get a brighter skin for the marriage. So I was also fair because I quite remember I went to buy soaps. They mixed up some soaps for me, and then I was hiding it in the room. I didn't want my mom to see that I was using that soap. So anytime I bath, I'll come inside the room, and my mother was was smelling the scent because it was the scent was too strong. So she said, Mujiba, what kind of soap are you using? I said, oh, it's just a soap to brighten. She said, what are you brightening your color to do? You are already fair. So what are you using the soap, or what are you using? So she came to see the soap and was like, hey, you want to kill yourself? So she even she even poured it away and started to slap me, and then I hid it.
A big woman who was getting married.
Yes, she was beating me. Yes, she was saying, Mujiba, why? You are already fair. So I have to hide. And even I bought a pomade, which is more stronger because I wanted to be more whiter.
Wow. Why is there this compulsion for people to get whiter or brighter when they are getting married? Why?
I don't know.
But you come from the community.
Yeah, I don't know because all of us think we have to be brighter. You understand? We have to tone for the marriage. Someone will just tone for a one-day marriage, and after the marriage is over.
But so what do your friends tell you is the reason why they have to?
Yes, sometimes the peer pressure. You understand? Your friends will say, Salamatu, you are dark and you are getting married. You have to look fair. Didn't you see Mujiba when she was getting married? She was fair and the color was brightening. Her dressing was looking good on her. So just tone a bit and become like Mujiba, because I also did the same to my friend. She was getting married and I went to buy a concoction for her.
And you were pressurizing
and then she toned her face. And then this face was white, here was dark. So when anyone sees, say, why are you like that? Then she'll say, it was Mujiba who directed me to do that. You understand? All of us, even the parents, the grown-ups, they were just, because this bleaching and this toning in the Zongo communities did not start from today. It started way back. You understand? It started way back. Our great-grandmothers, you understand? They all bleach.
But Safia, you are Muslim. Sure. You go to the mosque. Yes. I am sure that when I watched your story, you spoke to a proprietor of one of the Islamic schools in Nima, I guess, who said that they have preached consistently against this practice because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was against it. Yes. So why is it that something which is against the religion is being practiced over generations?
You know what the Malam said? I mean, the Imam said. He said, apparently when the young ones, they grew up to see the elder ones bleaching. So even if they preach about it, they will still do it because they see
against the preaching of the teachings of the ulama.
Yes.
You
yes.
hold that thought. I have to go on the phone line and speak to Professor Edmund Dele. Professor Edmund Dele is the founder of Rabito Clinic in Accra. Rabito is noted for its work in skin area. He's a dermatologist. Prof, if you can hear me, good evening and welcome to PM Express. Prof, can you hear me? Hello, good evening. It doesn't look like Prof can hear me. So, Safia, you were saying, even though the Malams preach against this, the practice is actually gaining grounds.
Because the pressure over there, the peer pressure they get over there is too much. Okay, and one interesting thing he told me was some of the ladies, I mean the women, their men actually push them to actually bleach their skin.
Here we have Prof on the line. Let me go back to the phone line and see if I can get Prof. If you can hear me, good evening.
Good evening.
Prof, this is Malik Dab. Welcome to PM Express.
Pardon?
This is Malik Dab. Welcome to PM Express.
Thank you.
Prof, we are talking about skin bleaching, and to be fair, Prof was supposed to join us, but he was in the Volta region. If you know Professor Edmund Dele, he's the chairman of the Convention People's Party. He was in the Volta region. Unfortunately, because of traffic, he couldn't join us in the studio. But Prof, all the same, thank you very much. When we talk about bleaching of the skin, what do we mean?
We actually mean that, you know, the color of the skin, and particularly the black and white skin, those are the common ones we know.
Okay.
There is a pigment called melanin.
Okay.
And in the black skin like that, the melanin, actually, you find it from the basal layer up to the corneal layer, up to the top. And it is that pigment that people try to reduce its presence on the skin so that they will look fair. And that's what we call bleaching. Trying to get rid of the pigment,
Okay.
as if it is of death, that is something they don't like. So they want to bleach it out of the skin.
Okay.
That they will look fair. So by bleaching, we're going to totally remove the pigment in the skin or reduce it to the minimum so that the person who has a black color looks fair or white, as they call it.
Yeah, in my introductory remarks, I was making the point that if I have headache and I take paracetamol, for example, or some other painkiller to deal with it, that is acceptable. And if my skin is dark and I want to apply some cream or something to tone it, there shouldn't be any problem with that, should they?
No, you see, generally speaking, what we call bleaching creams or whitening creams have only one use in dermatology. In some pigmentary lesions that we want to get rid of, so we use them. But generally, people use them not as medicinal creams, but beautifying creams. They think the black skin is not beautiful, so they want to use the whitening creams or the bleaching creams so that they will look fair. They will look like white, and then they claim that by doing that they look more beautiful than having our black skin, which to me is not acceptable.
If we shift away from the moral argument about the acceptability or otherwise of it and look at health-wise, is there any health reasons why anyone shouldn't apply any of those things?
Hello?
Yeah, Prof, can you hear me? Hello, Prof. Okay, Prof is on the road.
Hello?
Prof, can you hear me? I can hear you clearly.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm not hearing too well. I'm in a vacuum. Let me stop.
I
So
understand.
that I can try to just give me a few seconds.
Okay.
We'll stop so that maybe we can hear better.
Okay,
yes.
that's
We are stopped now.
okay.
Yes.
So I was making the point that you say the ladies feel that the dark skin is not beautiful enough and
Yes.
that is not acceptable. And I'm saying, be that as it may, that's what they don't want. They don't want the dark skin. If we move away from the moral argument and look at the health aspect of it, are there any health reasons why someone should not apply any of these products to bleach their skin?
Yes. The first thing is that nature doesn't create anything without it. And nature has given us a black skin, and this pigment there, called melanin, protects us from the sun's rays, the damaging sun rays. And so when you remove the pigments, one of the problems you realize about removing the pigment is that you subject it to the destruction of the skin by the sun rays, so that you see that you have wrinkling on your face, you grow older than you would have been if you didn't have that. And also the danger we have is that we know that these rays can affect the skin in such a way that it could lead to cancer of your skin. And that is why you see that most of the cancers of the skins are found in places like Australia, where the sun is there and they easily have. So that is also to prevent us from getting cancers and to destroy the elasticity of the skin. So it is not good. And not only that, it is not only cancer that you could get out of it, but you yourself, those creams that are used can destroy the skin's capacity to be elastic. You know, when you pull a normal skin, it comes back to the normal. But when you pull a bleach skin, what happens is that it's taken the collagen fibers and the elastic fibers, that pigment makes them very hard, and they are no longer as soft and nice as the women probably pretend to want to do it. And not only that, it gives rise to a specific skin disease, which is called exogenous ochronosis, what they call lymphospray. The Ashantis have a name for it.
That's mouthful, Prof. Can you take that again? You said there is this disease called what?
Exogenous ochronosis.
Okay, exogenous ochronosis. What is that?
Yes, natural vein. I think I'm not. I can say, but they call it natural vein. You see some dark spots on the women. So it's already being fair. It now becomes darkened, and it's not beautiful. And you get it at the front and at the back where the sun rays really beat the skin. So that is one of the saddest things you get. Instead of getting a beautiful skin with the same color, you find that those parts which are exposed are darker. And you even realize it on the knuckles of the joints of the fingers and others that the skin is different from the normal skin. So we call the women or men with Coca-Cola skin. They have different colors, 3 colors instead of the normal black color, which is the exposed one, and the fair color, where normally when you are wearing clothes, that one is protected against the sun, and that looks a bit fairer. Not only so, we have realized that people who bleach, because they are able to change the flora of the skin, they smell enough. They have a nauseating smell. And that is because they have changed the skin flora. They get infections. They easily have infections of the skin.
Wow.
Bacteria, fungal infections. And there are those which make people who are bleaching to smell. And anyone who is in contact with a lady or a man who bleaches finds that the person has a particular smell, which is not good.
Wow, that's a very bleak assessment of this practice, Prof.
And even more serious, there are certain things that more serious is that they don't use only bleaching creams. Sometimes they use soaps. And these soaps contain mercury. They contain lead. And you know, these are heavy metals. And when they are absorbed into your bloodstream, they can affect your kidney. They can even affect your brain.
Wow.
So these are some of the damaging things. And some use steroid creams. You know, they go and buy Becnovate cream, hydrocortisone creams, Cinnabar creams. And these are very damaging creams because they are supposed to be used for eczema or diseases of the skin. And so when you do that, they easily make the skin very soft and very thin. Very, very thin, and they are fragile, and so they can easily be bruised, and that is not good for them.
Prof, why do you think is the reason, in spite of this bleak assessment you have made, people continue to bleach? And there are notable communities where this practice is gaining popularity, for want of a better expression.
No, you see, let me be honest. You see, people, I don't know, don't like what God has given to them. And we think, I don't know whether it's a colonial mentality that we got to know the white people and we feel that. And even the United States is the same thing. The thing, the fairer the skin, the better you are accepted by society. So I also know why I've been trying to do some research to find out why is it that people really think. The women blame the men. They tell us that we like fair-colored women. And so that is why they try to make sure that they also pick. So if my husband likes a lady who is fair, then why should I allow him to go out and look for a fairer lady? Let me also bleach my skin so that I also look fair. And the person will. It is really difficult to pinpoint why we do that. And I'm saying that because why those of us who are dermatologists in Africa, we are fighting against bleaching. Our friends in the US and in Europe, they are fighting against what we call tanning. They don't like their white color. So they also go to places to tan so that they look darker. And it is also a sign of rich or wealth. It means you have traveled abroad to get the sun. And they are also fighting. And they also know that when the people tan, they are also likely to get cancer. But they keep on doing it in the United States and in the advanced countries. So it isn't only we, the black people, who want to be fair. The white people too.
They want to be black.
So you can't understand human nature. So why those of us who are dermatologists in Africa, we are fighting against bleaching. Our colleagues in the US and Britain, they are fighting
against tanning. I have with me two ladies from the Muslim community in Accra here, and both of them accept and in fact agree that bleaching is on the ascendancy in the Zongo communities. In fact, one of them tell us this thing hasn't started today. It started way back and it's getting more and more popular. And especially when young ladies are getting married, there is pressure on them from friends, from family and everybody for them to tone their skin. That's the word they use. Tone their skin so that on the wedding day they will look bright. Why do you think that? What characteristics do you think exists in the Muslim community that makes this, or in some communities, not the Muslim community alone, to be fair, in some communities, what are the characteristics that make them susceptible to bleaching than some other communities?
No, I think it is all a question of attitude, or that, you just get it from your parents, your relatives who bleach, and you also pick up for them. So if you find out that, and of course they travel a lot. If these Zongo women are they go a lot, and they have relatives who are in America, and these relatives in America bleach. So they send them the creams and then they bleach. So it isn't necessary because they are in a Muslim community or in a community. But it depends upon where you start with. If in a family, the relatives, the mother is bleaching, the sisters are bleaching, they also pick it up. So I don't think that it is something which is restricted to any community. I will tell you, businessmen, professionals, engineers, even some doctors themselves and our wives, despite all the side effects we know about, they bleach.
Doctors.
They bleach. And we are blamed as the men that we like the bleached women. So that is why they do it. Despite our fighting, I've been doing this research since 1974. And we have been in platforms explaining to them about the problems of bleaching. But they still go on. So I think it is only the media. Some countries have tried to ban them in Africa, like Tanzania, like this. But I don't know whether that solves it, because they will still get them from somewhere.
In the black
because
market.
In Ghana, we ban them. Cote d'Ivoire will bring them in. Togo will bring them in. And people will still go and seek to do it. So I don't think this is related to only one community. You'll be surprised that they even start bleaching the children when they are young. They don't take them outside, then they bleach them when they are young. These big businessmen, I remember I went to give a Congress talk in one country, and I got to know that the head of state himself bleaches from head to toe, including the wife. I have to stop the program. I was advised not to talk about it.
The head of state of this country himself is bleaching.
It's something which has come to stay. We have to discourage it. And we can only discourage it by educating our people that bleaching will not help us. The worst thing about it is, I'm now telling you, what is even worse is that newer products are coming into the African market. And there is one you read about, it's called glutathione. And the cream is called Ferrin. And it has been found out that some of them are using it in the injection form, some are taking it in the tablet form. And I went to a congress in Germany about 6 months ago, and I met a woman, a dermatologist, who claimed that she has used it for 21 years, and she does not have any side effects. But I totally disagreed with her. And I said, well, you may say, but where you are living is not where we stay with the sun. So I will not advise against it. But these things are now, and people are making a lot of money out of it. So it will not be easy for us to resolve this. And then, of course, if you see our advertisements all over Ghana in Africa, they want fair ladies to be employed as hostesses. They want fair ladies to become receptionists. So it is also society which feels this bleaching, because we prefer fairer people than our beautiful black skin.
Wow. Prof, is all bleaching bad? Is all forms of bleaching, is it all bad?
No. You see, as I'm saying, bleaching has something. We use bleaching creams in dermatology. Because when you come to me and you have a pigmented area, the pigment is created. As a dermatologist, I'll use the bleaching cream to remove that dark pigment where it is necessary, like plasma. We use it for certain skin problems. But we are very careful about it. We make sure that we apply it only on the area that is necessary. But when you are talking about bleaching as a cosmetic cream, they use it all over the body from head to toe. And particularly, the exposed parts are those which suffer most because they are exposed to the sun. And the sun damages the place, and then you have the chemical reaction which leads to the darkening of the skin and destruction of the skin.
Prof, give me 30 seconds. Let me talk to my guests in the studio who, whilst you were talking, they kept nodding their heads in agreement with all the things that you were saying. Let me ask Mujibat, the things that Prof is talking about, the side effects and all of that, do your colleagues in the community who bleach know about the side effects?
Yes, they know.
They know about the side effects? They know
about the side effect, but sometimes they get the side effects, but they go on using the pomade as if when they are using it, it will change. You understand me? They wouldn't stop using it, so they will be using it gradually.
Okay, so they think when they lessen the intensity of the usage, it will help.
Yes.
You are also from this community. Yes. You have seen people who bleach. And Mujiba was saying that when people are going to get married, there's pressure on them to bleach. Would you do that when you are getting married?
Why would I? I'm very confident with the color I'm wearing. So I don't see why I should bleach. There is nothing that will push me to bleach.
Have you ever been pressurized to bleach?
A lot. From friends, sometimes you hear, they give comments that make you feel like, okay, the skin you're wearing, there is something wrong with it. Okay, but coming from, where I'm coming from, the home I'm coming from, I know that what I'm wearing isn't something bad. I'm actually confident with it, okay? If I'm supposed to go wherever I'm supposed to go or whatever I'm supposed to do, the color shouldn't be something that will hinder it.
Let me go back to, I have to take a break, but Prof is on the road. I don't want to hold him. Let me go back to Prof. Prof, if you can hear me, you just heard one of my guests say, people tell her that there's something wrong with her skin. Prof, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
Yes, one of my guests just said, people tell her that there's something wrong with their skin. and that she should apply some products and change it. As a dermatologist, when you hear this, how does that come to you?
No, I think it is just misinformation, because if something is wrong with the skin, you come and then let us examine it and we advise you. Because we even do public consultation, free consultation sometimes in the Zongos or even in the market. And then we even have what we call the Skin Foundation of Ghana, which I established years ago. And sometimes we actually go to communities to explain to them that don't use these bleaching creams because they are not going to help them. So I don't know of conditions that you can allow them to use, except we, the doctors, prescribe it for specific cases. So, but it is society which makes them to, encourages them to do things which don't have any meaning at all, and it's not good for their health. And I think we should discourage them from listening to people who advise them wrongly, and then they'll do things which are not in their interest.
One of my guests, Mujiba, says the people know in the Zango community and some of the communities where this practice is going on, the people are aware of the side effects. They know what the negative repercussions are, and yet they use a product. Sometimes they actually want to use some of the products to correct whatever effects they may be suffering from the bleaching. So the practice that is causing the problem, they rely on the same practice to correct it. My question is, you don't think that is feasible?
No. No, you see, what they don't know is that even the people selling, in fact, I got students from Netherlands to come to Ghana and did a research on this bleaching. And the pleasant thing is that even the women who are selling these creams in the market know the side effects. And that despite the fact that these women explain to their customers that they will have these side effects, the customers still buy them. So it isn't that, and which I found very strange in the research. I'm selling something and I'm telling you that these are the side effects. And the people still buy. Of course, it isn't strange. After all, when you go and we prescribe medicines for you, we tell you that, yes, this medicine may be good, but it can give you some side effects. So it is in that way that sometimes they think that, oh, but if I have this, but let me tell you, when you get these side effects, it's very difficult to get the skin back to the normal. I see a good number of them, and I've been trying to get the skin back to the normal, and it's not easy at all. It takes a lot of time, and sometimes you have to let them go and use lasers to get rid of them, and it's a very expensive therapy. So it's better not to start it at all. And as soon as you start it and you are having the side effect, if you come earlier, we can clear it for you. But if you keep it for a long time, it later on becomes very difficult for us to keep it.
So do I hear you saying it's not reversible, or it is, but it's not difficult and it's an expensive process?
It's an expensive process. The reversing of it is one and foremost, which they themselves will not agree. Because as soon as they stop, the best treatment is stop using them. And when you stop using them, you turn to your black color, which they don't like, and the people will be asking you. So they try to continue to do it more and more, and the side effects gets worse and worse. But I always plead with them that you stop and be patient, and you come, and we work with you. With time, we stop you from exposing yourself too much to the sun. We give you some sun protectors, and we're able to guide you through a painful, long process. But in some cases, we are able to return the skin back to its normal. But it takes time, and it's painful, and it's sometimes expensive, because sometimes you have to use some lasers, sometimes you have to use some creams which would remove the pigments, and it takes, and you must be careful not to destroy the skin.
So it means bleaching is a no-no.
It's a no-no. I'm telling you, it's a no-no. And in fact, I'm telling you that we have been fighting this from 1974 up to now. And 75, actually, when I was even a young dermatologist, I suspected that bleaching could cause cancer. And it has really come to be proved. Because what I want them to realize is that you go around Accra and see our brothers who are living without the pigment. That is our brothers and sisters who are living with albinism.
Albinism. That's albinos. Yeah.
And one of the biggest problems of people living with albinism is actually skin cancer. And if we look at them on the road, some of them have ulcers on their skin. And these ulcers are called squamous cell carcinomas. And I always feel I'm their patron. I'm actually their patron. And I've been helping them. I've been telling them when the ulcer starts, come immediately to us. And we go and take it. Otherwise, it's a cancer. And it will go into your bloodstream and destroy you and kill you. But when we get them on time, we are able to do some surgeries and save them. So that already proves to the ordinary people that if our brothers and sisters, and you see they go out as beggars, which is very sad. I feel sorry for them. And the sun is their greatest enemy. So you see, people should learn from that. You don't even need to be told, because the pigment, the people standing outside there, without that pigment, because of the sun, they have wrinkled skin, they have problems, and then they even end up having cancers, which can kill them. So this one, you don't even need to be a scientist. You can look at it yourself that people who don't have the pigment suffer a lot in that. So it is not something that should be encouraged. It should be discouraged. And we should encourage people that let us love our skin. Black is beautiful. We love our skin, and we should protect our skin, and we should stop it. Because this is a billion, a trillion cosmetic thing all over the world. They are selling these in their numbers in America, in Nigeria, in Ghana, everywhere, and they are making a lot of money, and only to let our poor brothers and sisters have side effects. And despite even what we dermatologists say, they still continue to do it, as those people, as they are saying, telling you on the thing that it is something that we must discourage, and it's something that we must continue to talk about and let people know the side effects, so that gradually, with good education, gradually it will begin to, people will begin to know the facts, and they will stop bleaching.
On that note, we will leave it here, Prof. We are most grateful to you for your contribution on this program. You've brought enlightenment to the subject. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. And tell them that if there is any way I can help them, they should come round. I'll be in a position to
we're here. Thank you very much.
Day.
Thank you very much. Safe drive home. On that note, let's take a quick break. When we come back, my guests, Safia and Mujibat, will continue with the discussion. You're watching PM Express, and we are talking skin bleaching. Stay tuned. Yeah, welcome back. You're watching PM Express, and we are talking skin bleaching. Just a couple of messages. This one is from Baba Chairman Tamale. He says the discussion is very timely at a time when celebrities like Bukom Banku are trying everything possible to lure our youth into skin bleaching. And he's talking about Bukom Banku. Bukom Banku probably is the most famous skin bleacher in this town. He says he's bleaching his skin, and it is nobody's business. I'm coming back into the studio to talk to two guests. Mujiba, you heard Prof. Were you frightened by the things he was talking about?
No, I wasn't frightened, because I was shocked rather. Because I was like, how can Prof know all this kind of the glutathione and everything I was saying? I was like,
what is this glutathione?
Okay, it's a new edition of mix-up cream. It's a strong medication. It's a soap. We have it, we have a pills. We have the pomade. We have the injection ones. That are the new trends.
And Prof mentioned all of them.
And Prof mentioned all of them. So I was like, oh, Prof, you know all this.
He's a doctor. He's a dermatologist. So, that's what he does.
Yeah.
How popular are these things in the community? This new...
Okay. You know, now with the help of the social media, you see it on the social media, get this color in 4 days, get this white skin in 3 days. So you just go for it. Even when you are walking around town, you just see the posters, this and this, get this nice color, call this number, you get the Even delivery, they do delivery. You not even know the person. You just pay through mobile money and then it will be brought to you, free delivery, and then you start using it and it works. 3 days, 4 days, it works. Because I remember last year, before we started fasting, I bought one. I saw it and I thought, okay, let me try. But as soon as I started using it, I saw these red blemishes all over my face. And my face was like, it was swelling. It was shea butter that helped me because all my face was red. And I was even feeling shy. So when I'm going out, I have to apply makeup. Just only here. Even if I don't want the makeup, I have to do only here to cover here and then go out. And I was like, wow, I can't use this.
So you stopped?
I stopped.
But there are those who use it.
Inshallah.
And you know them.
I know them.
And they are happy.
Wow, they are happy. They are happy. I have a friend who has regretted bleaching. She has totally regretted bleaching. She has bleached all over, but she has...
Let me go to Safia. I was asking you whether you have ever been encouraged, cajoled to bleach. And you said a lot. I'm interested in finding out what are the category of people who try to encourage you to bleach.
Basically, some of them are friends, okay, but there was one interesting thing. It's a friend's mom, okay. Anytime I go to their house, the mom she goes about telling her daughter that why wouldn't Safia go ahead and bleach her skin? She wouldn't call it bleaching, like lighten up her skin. Okay, she's too dark. And for me, I'm a strong-willed person.
This is your friend's mom.
Friend's mom.
Who is telling your friend that you are too dark. So she's wondering why you don't...
I don't want to tone my skin. I mean, lighten it up.
What was your response to that?
I told her I'm confident about it. I mean, I'm confident with the skin. Why would I want to tone my skin? For what?
You don't want to look like Mujiba.
If I was supposed to look like Mujiba, I think God should have... No. I think God should have created me like that if he wanted me to be like that. I appeared dark, and so I have to be dark. My mom is fair, my dad is dark. Okay, so perhaps I took from my dad, but necessarily, why would I want to change my skin color?
But do you have other siblings? Are all your siblings dark or they are fair?
Okay, I'm the only dark person amongst my siblings.
Do you regret that?
It rather makes me special.
Oh, but everybody is fair.
Yes.
You are the one.
It rather makes me special because, okay, I remember when we were kids, okay, even till now, okay, when during the Salah, the Eid or Adha and Fitr, okay, my mom goes out to buy us, dresses, new dresses, okay, and mine always comes late. And I ask her and she tells me, I have to get one which will suit your color, okay? You don't have to wear one which will darken the color again. And so she doesn't tell me for me to feel bad, but she tells me mine will be special because mine, she would take time to get it for me. Okay, so I had that thing at the back of my mind that, okay, anytime I'm going to get something and I don't get it right on time or maybe it delays a while, that means that thing has to be special.
Has there been a point in your life when you have been tempted to bleach?
Not tempted. There was one time my pomade got finished, okay, way back in tertiary, and then I had to use...
That's in the university? That's
in the university. I had to use somebody's cream, okay. I couldn't get mine quickly enough, so I had to use someone's cream. And when I used it, she was bleaching. Okay, so I actually forgot. So when I used it, I realized 2 days my skin was lightening up. And I don't know if there is something like a soft skin.
Was it good news?
Why would it be good news? It was rather changing and I realized it very quick, okay. She mixed so many pomades together to have that thing. So if you are using the pomade, you might think you are using the pomade which has the label on it, okay, but she has mixed so many pomades to get that.
So it's just
solution.
A container,
yes,
which contains a combination of various chemicals,
yes,
a very toxic mixture of chemicals.
And so when I used it, I realized, so I stopped and went back to my cream. Anytime I use any other cream other than my cream, I realize my color changes.
And you don't want to change it?
I don't want to change my color. I don't want to change my color.
Not even when you are getting married?
Not at all. Not at all. I don't want to change my color. I love the color, which is black on me, so I'm okay with it.
Mujiba, I was asking Prof, what exists, apart from just the peer pressure, what exists in the Muslim community that makes people predisposed to bleaching? What's the problem? What's the issue?
I don't know the issue, but I think everyone wants to.
Such that somebody like you, who are fair, even
Yeah.
you, when you were getting married,
Yes.
you still had to, you wanted to be white.
Yes.
You wanted to graduate from being fair
To white.
to being white.
Yes.
Because you are getting married. And you
Yes.
thought that was a proper thing. What makes the people in this particular area, these particular communities, want to do that?
I think some of us, as Sophia already said, you go and purchase a pomade. Maybe I went to buy this pomade. I didn't know what it contains, but I think maybe it's a pomade. You start using it, and then you see you're having a brighter skin. So Sophia said she wouldn't use it, but okay. Salah will say, I'm having a brighter skin. Okay, let me brighten up my skin. You get me? Let me brighten up my skin. And I think, I don't know, some of us, we grew up at home, saw our parents fair. I'm fair. My mom is fair. All my siblings are fair except one.
So that's like something.
Yes.
So
all my brothers, even the boys are fair. And I quite remember when they were going to school, and I said, you come now. You the boys, you don't like bathing. Let me mix some pomade for you so that your skin will be brighter. They said, you want to bleach us, you want to bleach me, you want to bleach me. I'm fair. You know, boys, we don't take care of our skin, so I'm okay like that. And they told their mom I wanted to bleach their body. Meanwhile, they are fair. You understand me? So when we grow up, we just see my grandmother is bleaching, my auntie is bleaching, her color is nice. I want to look like my grandma. That's our perception in the Zongo communities. We just follow. They follow. We just follow. Follow the crowd.
I want us to take a break. When we come back, I'll be finding out from Mujibat and Safia what can be done to stop this. What are the steps that we need to take? Who should take those steps? Are the imams doing enough? If they are not doing enough, what can be done to make them do enough for this to stop? Because listening to Professor Edmund Dele talk about this, it's a big problem that should be tackled. You're watching PM Express and we are talking skin bleaching. Stay tuned. Yeah, welcome back. You're watching PM Express and we are talking skin bleaching. These are a few comments. Let me read them. This one says, in Islam, bleaching is really a sin, so all Muslims, both male and female, who bleach must stop. Repent sincerely and pray for forgiveness from Allah, especially in the coming month of forgiveness, Ramadan. This is Alhaji Kums Yendi. Let me read this one. This one says, I think I've always told Safia how good she looks with her black beauty. This is Imran Somanya. That's an admirer out there. I think the imams should let those bleaching know what awaits them in Ahira when they bleach. Who else? This one says, I can see this one. This one says, I can't read this. So many comments on this topic. This one said, please try and add me to the chat message so that I can comment on topics such as this, which is bleaching, which is being discussed. This person doesn't put his name there. This one. This is Aziz. I can't read some of the. There are too many. There are simply too many of them. I can't read all of them. So Safia, you say you won't do anything to your skin, but your friends do.
Sure.
what can be done for this to stop?
Okay, what I think is we should have lots of, like, there should be so much dawah on this. Preaching should be much, much more from the imams and from our parents as well, because my mom wouldn't allow me to bleach my skin. Anytime she realizes my color is changing, she puts me back on track and tells me, Safi, you need to stop whatever pomade you are using. And myself, I don't want to bleach my skin. So if we get that education from our parents telling us, but sometimes you have the parents actually doing the same and having their kids to bleach their skin. Okay, and we...
So you have parents who tell their daughters...
They take them to the cosmetic shop to actually buy it for them and bleach their skin for them so that they can stand out among their friends. Yes.
So you can only stand out when you are fair.
That's what they think, okay? That's what they think. So if you have such a parent who is doing this to her child, she's also growing to also teach the same thing to her child when she gives birth, okay? So...
But if you have children who are not fair, would that bother you?
No, it won't, because my husband is dark and I'm fair, so it's cool.
So you won't pressurize your...
No, because I know it's harmful. I know the side effects, so I wouldn't do that.
Have you ever had a discussion with anybody and you were telling me about a friend who has regretted? Why is the person regretting?
I don't know, because sometimes, you see, she has bleached to the extent that her face is even dark, reddish, and so on and so forth. You understand me? So she feels shy.
The face is multicolored.
She feels shy coming into people at a gathering. You understand? She feels shy walking sometimes, because when people see her, they'll be pointing fingers at her.
But she's not the first. We see this all the time.
Yeah.
So why doesn't that scare people enough? Why do we still do it?
I think some people want to try it. They want to try and see, but after they've tried and see the outcome, then they regret.
Safia, in your interview, when you were compiling your story, you spoke to somebody who sells the products, and she spoke about the volume of people. How many people did she say on a daily basis flock to her shop?
She said about 50 to 60 people come to her shop, and she can make as much as 500 plus a day. Okay, she makes much more. And I was asking her if there should be a ban on these products, how would she feel? She said no, then she has to change her line of business. Okay, though it will affect her business so much, but she has to find something else doing. Like it's something.
And I realized she herself is dark.
Yes, she told me she's
she
not.
Didn't see any dark lady in
Yeah, she barely sees them. I think figuratively, she's trying to tell us that she doesn't see, not like she doesn't see dark-skinned girls in Nima, but those that she know, or maybe
come to her shop.
Those who come to her shop, okay, or maybe those when she's moving around, like the way you would move in a community, which sometimes perhaps you know they are dark-skinned people, really dark like me. Now you wouldn't find somebody like that. They are, but they are not much. I think that was what she was trying to say.
Yes, Mujiba was saying that's a lie, but the reality is that there are so many people who are fair-skinned.
Yes.
And my first experience in Nima, I didn't know about bleaching. I had known about bleaching. I didn't know it was such a big problem in the community. When I first went there, I think somewhere in 2006, we just passed through Nima. It was my first time ever. Okay. And virtually every lady you saw was fair.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, virtually every lady. Of course, you would see a few who are not.
Let's say majority.
Yes, majority of the lady were fair. So this lady is right when she says every lady is fair.
No, but she said she hasn't seen any dark lady in Nima. Which everybody was like, why would she say she hasn't seen any dark lady in Nima? Whereas the lady coming out from her shop was even dark.
Would you consider stopping the toning? You are toning. Would you consider stopping it? Or you don't think it's a problem?
Okay, toning, my own is different from the bleaching.
So the things you are using are not harsh?
Are not harsh on me. They are
so you are comfortable with them?
I'm comfortable with them.
And Safia, you say bleaching is totally out.
Say no to skin
No
bleaching.
matter what the temptation is, you won't do it.
Not
Yes.
at all.
Okay, on that note, we have to bring this program to a close. Thank you very much to Safia, and then thank you to Mujibat, right? Mujibat Jawad.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Fulani name. Well, my name remains Malik Abbas Dabu. I'm your host for today. God willing, next week, Nana and Sakwao will be here and we will have an exciting discussion. Until then, keep safe. Bye-bye.
PM Express was